Dear Cabal, Nene, Nene. Signed, Caitlin and the Fever. Nah. Oh, sorry, I forgot I had that on. Let's go.
I can't do it. We'll do it live. Do it live. I'll write it and we'll do it live.
Mister, will you please wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up, wake up?
Good morning. Snowman here to all you Brock Purdy and San Francisco 49er haters. Shut up. I got to thank you, Shane.
I mean, whatever happened to the games where breaking 100 points was, I don't know, unusual?
There was one word to sum up the All-Star weekend.
Trays. Cause we take this job so serious.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
What in the all types of blue hell?
Oh, yeah! I'm going to be busy today. Very, very busy. And I have a very special guest for hour 2. I'll tell you about that in a little bit. Good morning. And welcome to the MANIC Monday edition of Snowman in the Morning. Glad to have y'all with us. Chris Dietz is standing by. And a matter of fact, I'm going to bring him in.
Passionate.
Come after me. I'm a man. I'm 40.
Unflinching.
Let's go back to losing. Parking was easier.
Unrelenting.
They're not going to keep him off the field tonight.
Totally.
This one has a chance.
Deeds.
That's not just a murmur, that's a full-blown fibrillation.
Chris Dietz is here with us this morning. What's up, Dietz?
What's up?
First, we begin with this. Remembering the legend that is Tommy John. The Bionic Man himself passed away at the age of 83. The pitcher whom played 26 years, 288 victories, and the most important thing, there's a revolutionary surgery that's named after him. He was a lefty.
That's got to be the worst feeling in the world.
Yeah.
To have a surgery named after you. Like
well, they didn't call him.
It's not like that's the only thing Tommy John pitched for, like you said, 27 years.
Mm-hmm.
And pitched for high-level organization, pitched for the Yankees. I remember him as a Yankee.
So do I.
Always.
So do I.
Like,
yep.
He had like big-time games, and what's he known for? Oh,
surgery.
Injury.
Mm-hmm.
Injuring his arm. And it will be forever known as, and it's not even like people don't even call it. What's that? UCL. It's a UCL replacement. Yep. And they don't even call it. They just call it, oh, yeah, he's got a Tommy John injury.
He's got a Tommy John injury.
That sucks.
Yeah. But I remember him as a lefty for the Yankees. I know he played for the Dodgers and the White Sox also, but I remember him, number 25 for the New York Yankees. And whenever they would throw him out there, it would seem that he was just throwing junk. But he wasn't. He was not.
Oh yeah, he wasn't a he wasn't gonna blow anything by you. He was, but that's what led to the injury. Is he was snapping sliders and curveballs all the time.
All the time. Yeah. That's what, like you said, that's what he relied on. A lot of off speed stuff. A lot of off speed stuff. And yes, we're beginning the show with baseball.
Yeah, what else are we going to begin with? I mean, preseason week 1, like, yay. And I mean,
you beat me to that one, dog.
You're gonna get all these other shows that are going to overreact to what happened week 1. Oh my God, our guys did this. We won it. No one cares. No one cares what happens in week 1. And let me open the show with this. So some football 101 for a Monday.
Here we go.
Preseason is good for, like, you just watch the game, see the game play out. There's no you don't take anything away from watching a preseason game. The only thing you should be looking at is how your team plays.
Yeah.
What are they doing? Are they running the football early? Are they running when they should be running the football, or are they passing it too much? Are they passing the ball inside the 5-yard line? Is your team acting like a football team? That's all you need to do, because like people will go on about, oh, this guy rushed for 100 yards. Yeah, well, if you break a 75-yard run in a preseason game, you're going to rush for 100 yards, and it's going to look, oh, I had 100 yards rushing, but you had one run.
Yeah, one big run. Yeah.
It inflates your stats. Stats don't matter. What matters watching the game, and the only reason to watch a playoff game or a preseason game is to A, get a feel for your team, see where they're at, and B, if you're invested in a player that's trying to make the team, or you watch the kid in college and you want to see how he plays in the NFL, or this guy may make is fighting for a roster spot, and you want to see that. That's all the preseason is. That's all it should be.
It's an evaluation.
Down, oh my God, my team lost. The season's over. Like, no. Oh my God, we won a preseason game. We're going to be the best team. No, that's not how this works. And the constant example, the best example, we have the best example. The Detroit Lions went 4-0 in the preseason,
and then they didn't win a game.
And then they managed to lose
every single game.
Football game.
What was that? 2008 when that happened? 2008.
I think so. The last team to go winless. The last team to go winless. They were 4-0 they wiped the floor in the preseason.
Yeah, they wiped the floor with everybody.
And then they couldn't beat anybody when it really mattered. So again, results do not matter. I don't care if somebody comes to me and says, "Hey, this guy did great. He rushed for 100." I don't care. Like a guy could rush for 100 yards, and I could look at him and be like, that doesn't matter. Whereas a guy could play one play, I could see him not even get the ball, just a third down blitz pickup, and say that guy made the team.
It's just a 3-week evaluation, more than you see in training camp, because over the years, everybody has overloaded the news with training camp news. This person's injured, that person injured. God knows I see it in my space and covering the 49ers. And many ask me, why don't you cover the preseason? Why don't you do the preseason games? That's a film study for me, to be honest.
Yeah,
That's
just
film. That's
watch,
film study.
Like I said, watch the game, see what your team is doing,
Mm-hmm.
and see and make sure your team is doing the things you want your team to do. Are they running the football when they should be running the football?
Right.
Or I mean, in the case of the Dallas Cowboys, do they have somebody in the middle of the field on defense? Like, that's all I wanted to see from the Dallas Cowboys on Saturday night. That's it. Once I saw that, I was like, all right, we're good. Like, there's actually
there's somebody in the middle of the I saw parts of the 49ers game against Tennessee, and like I said, that's just film study. You're not going to see the starters until preseason week 3, if you see them at all. You want to see what
you'll see them next. You'll see them next week. You won't see them week 3 because there's only three.
So,
there's only three preseason games now. So
yeah,
the first one is basically nobody plays. The second one they'll play. They'll probably get a half, or if anything, they'll probably get a half of football, and then the last preseason game, nobody's done. They don't play any. The last preseason game is everybody who is practice squad eligible. That's who's playing, and guys who are going to be selling cars the week after.
You're right. I laugh at the comparison, but you're right. You're absolutely right.
You don't want to lose a star player for the entire season in the final preseason game. That's useless.
And back in the day, they treated that as what they call that the dress rehearsal. But you don't see anybody week 3 of the preseason because all the main guys, all the starters are resting, getting ready for week 1 of the regular season, especially in the 49ers cases, they got to travel to Australia. So you're not gonna see much with San Francisco. Using my team as an example, you're not gonna see much with San Francisco. They're working out guys that they're gonna have on the practice squad, as you said, the backups, the 2-string, the 3-string, and just get all them in place, because I doubt I see any of the starters for my teams at all, or for the 49ers at all, because the first week they got to go to Australia.
Yeah,
you got to handle all those logistics.
If I were coaching, if I were making decisions, it would be all right. Our plan is for you guys to play the first half, but I would tell my guys, look, if you put together a first drive, if you guys do everything we ask you to do on the first drive, and everything goes to plan, and we drive down the field, and we have a 10 play drive that looked really good.
Yep.
We'll take you out. We'll take. You don't have to play the whole first half. If you have one really good drive and everything looks in sync, boom,
go rest.
We'll pull you. We're gonna pull you. We'll get everybody else. We'll get everybody else in. We'll get a look at everybody else. But like, there's no. Reason. There's no incentive. That you have to give the guys incentive. I used to do that all the time with my high school kids when we were playing scrimmages. When we were doing scrimmages, I would say, guys, it's a scrimmage. Go out. You play well. If you play well, we're gonna get other guys in because we already know what you're doing. Because as long as we're trying to find out that you know what you're doing. As long as you know what you're doing, all right. We don't need to see much of you. We don't need you to get hurt in this game. We need you to be ready for next week.
Because that's when the season starts. Yeah.
And that's what you're going to get.
But I have to be honest. After my sophomore year in high school, I never put much stock in the preseason.
And don't get me wrong, I love watching the preseason as much as anybody else.
Right.
But that's what I'm watching. When I'm watching it, I'm not looking at, oh my God, this guy just ran for 100 yards. I'm looking at, all right, did the guard pull when he was supposed to pull? Like, why did he just break off a big run? Did he just make somebody look fool? Like, And then you have to look at, all right, what guy did he make look foolish? Like,
did they run the counter?
If he broke a tackle on, I'm trying to think, like, I'll take your 49ers. If he broke a tackle of Fred Warner, you're going to go, oh, wow. But if he broke a tackle of a guy who's going to be bagging groceries next week.
Then, right.
You look at that and you go, okay, cool. Like, like you're not
you get what you evaluate.
Yeah,
you know,
it is what it is.
You know,
and that's why the thing I don't like about the preseason is all the people that overreact to, oh my God, this happened. As long as no one got injured, you won. You won the preseason game.
Yep,
you won the preseason
game as
long as everyone walked off the field.
Everyone walked off the field with both the teams I cover, the Colts and the 49ers. So that's good. That's good there. You won the preseason game. As long as everybody returns to the locker room after the final gun intact, then that's that. You won that. You won that preseason. All the stock is going to be for me in the regular season. I use the preseason, as you said, Dietz, as film study. I use the preseason as film study. This is what,
and if you like a guy, like if a guy that you watched in college, and I watch a lot of the college guys, so I'm always excited. I'm always excited. I'm like, oh, this guy's actually, like, people are like, oh, the starters aren't playing. I'm like, yeah, but you get to see some guys like that you would never see. So
third stringers and below.
That's what you want. That's what you get out of the preseason.
Yep.
And then you talk about, like, you could break down, like, should this guy make the team? But, like, that's what we're talking about. We're talking about whether a guy is number 53 on the 53-man roster, or is he 54? Or is he 54 and on the practice squad? Like, that's all you're evaluating in the preseason.
Sick Diggy's with us from Norway. Stats don't give you the full picture, just give you certain indications. Absolutely right. Absolutely right. And the starters are going to come week one. The starters are going to be rusty a little bit, but they practice every day. They get their reps in. They don't get their reps in during the preseason games because what if somebody big gets hurt, like Trent Williams or Christian McCaffrey or Brock Purdy, things like that. You see them for a drive, and it took me a while to understand why you only see them for a drive, maybe a half, because it's football. It's a violent sport. Somebody could get injured at any time.
Yeah, I mean, it's like anybody said. I think it was the show Playmakers that used to say it. You're one play away.
Yes.
You're one play. Every single NFL moment, you are one play away from your career being over. And we've seen it happen. We've seen it happen.
Yeah. Everybody's one play away. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, Caitlin Clark and the Fever stick their tongue out at the Cabal. What the heck do you mean, Snowman? Dietz and I will break it down in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
The original Think Drink is back. Level up with proven ingredients formulated to crush your competition. No gimmicks, no jitters, no messing around. Just high-potency results that keep you moving day or night. There's a new nerd in town, and we came to play. Nerd Focus. Smarter than energy.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text. Delete! 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 Delete!
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you total football talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Cause we take this job so serious.
I'm sorry, what are these things called?
Spices?
Spices, thank you. My brain went bleh.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
$23 after the hour. Snowman here. Dietz is there. And I was so happy last night after the Indiana Fever stole that game in Atlanta in overtime, because we talked about it off the air about a case of here we go again with everything that was going on with the silly fouls that are being called, not committed, called. And they were trying their best. Everybody involved was trying their best to hand this game to the Atlanta Dream. But Caitlin Clark woke up and said no. Caitlin Clark woke up. Wait a minute. Let me get my button number. Caitlin Clark said, no, y'all not going to do this again. The scariest thing for the W right now, two of the scariest things for the W right now, A, Caitlin Clark is fighting back with her play on the floor, and B, the Fever are going with her. Because they finally stood up against the cabal. And Chris, I believe every part of your theory. It's no longer a theory. You can see it every time the Fever play. Why do you think they have all 44 games televised? But they finally stood up as a team and told everybody involved that's trying to keep them down,
I ain't got no time for this bullshit.
And they won last night, 95-91 in overtime.
They finally bought in.
Mm-hmm.
I mean,
they did.
They have finally realized, and we said this after game 3. Like we said, Stephanie White needs to rally that team around what the league is doing. And you see what's happened. Ever since Stephanie White has stepped out and said, what's happening to our team is BS. She's basically came out and said that.
Yep.
And you look at how the team has played since then.
Mm-hmm.
They have played together. They have rallied together around, hey, we're going to get, this is going to happen to us.
Yep.
We already know it. We're not gonna fight this. We're not going to get mad about what's happening. We're going to point it out.
Mm-hmm.
But we're going to say this is ridiculous. But we're not gonna infight each other about what's happening. We're accepting it. We're saying, hey, look, they're cheating us out of this. Let's play through it and let's overcome it. And they have. They've banded together.
Won 4 in a row now. They've won 4 in a row. They're a game and a half in front of Atlanta in the East, and I think they're still at the. Let me look up the standings here. They're still at the number 4 spot in the East, or the top spot in the East.
Overall.
Number 4 overall. Thank you. Playmaker's here. What's up, Playmaker? And good morning to you. Indiana has not been 11 games over 500 in a long time. They won't give me the full standings. I got to look at this. But that was a needed win for Indiana over Atlanta. Thank you, Playmaker. And indeed, you're right. 1, 2, 3. Indiana's
you don't really need the full standings. I mean, Minnesota's at the top. I already know them. Minnesota's at the top. Las Vegas is in there, and I think
Golden State's in there.
Yeah, the other team was the Valkyries.
Yep. So 1 through 4 goes Minnesota, Golden State, Las Vegas, and now Indiana. And Indiana is now a game and a half clear of Atlanta for that number 4 spot. 5 through 8 go Atlanta, New York, Washington, and Dallas. All those teams have won 20 games. Minnesota 29-7, Golden State 24-9, and all they're doing is just building off of their rookie season when they made the playoffs. They just have gotten better. Vegas 24-12, Indiana 23-12, and Indiana has already beaten Vegas once. There are 2 teams that have already clinched the playoff spot. One is Minnesota, the other is Las Vegas. Golden State and Indiana are steaming toward that playoff spot. What's helping Indiana is that they're 10-4 in the conference, 13-6 at home, and they're 10-6 on the road. All winning records in major metrics. That split.
What needs to be talked about? I know we're harping on the fever. I know we talk about the fever a lot.
Mm-hmm.
But what needs to be talked about is what's going on in Minnesota.
Yeah,
because you have to remember they're doing all of this
without Nafisa
Collier. Like, when they get Nafisa Collier back, how good is that team going to be?
How even more dangerous is that team going to be?
Yeah, they were already good. And now without their best player, they're getting the best player. League.
Yep.
So
they are 3.5 in front of Golden State, 5 in front of Vegas, 5.5 in front of Indiana. They're just running away with the top seed at 29-7. But that big win last night for Indiana, instead of Atlanta winning the season series and everything else, now you have Indiana splitting that series. And you're right, Playmaker. Nafisa was back before the All-Star break. I was so happy to see that. I nearly got back in the chair last night for that game. I didn't, because I did a game earlier, and a rule of mine that has been instituted by Dr. K is 1 game per day should it be a broadcast day. And I already did the White Sox game earlier. But to see them snatch that win last night and be that much closer to a playoff spot, they get Toronto tomorrow at 7. They go to Dallas on Thursday at 8, and then Saturday they get New York. In fact, this is a road trip. This is a 4 game road trip. They go to Toronto, They've already beaten them. They've already beaten Dallas. That's for the season series. They go to New York, and then they go to Chicago. The one in Dallas is the one you got to watch. That's being played at American Airlines Arena. And why is it being played at American Airlines Arena? I think we all know. I believe we all know. 31 after the hour, and Jay Spivey standing by. Jay Spivey is with us from North Carolina. Good morning, Jay. How are you?
What's up, guys?
What's up, Jay?
What's up?
You sent me something. The most viewed WNBA games of all time are all fever games. The top 5. They're all fever games. 2 against New York. I beg your pardon. 1 against Minnesota, 1 against Chicago, and 1 against Vegas.
And
These are top 5 of.
I know I sent you that yesterday. I'm going to guess yesterday's game is going to be right up there.
Oh, yeah, it is. It is for 2 reasons. 1, Caitlin Clark is playing, and 2, Indiana won. They stole the game.
Indiana against Angel Reese, too.
Mm-hmm. And I think Angel Reese had a chance to win the game.
And Friday night, don't forget, they played Paige Beckers.
Yep. And beat them by 11. Beat them by 11, 98-87. 98 against Dallas, 95 against Atlanta, though that took overtime. The most 100-point games in a WNBA season ever. They're the highest scoring team in the league. And the comment that goes with that is this: if you don't think the Caitlin Clark effect exists, look again. And they're right.
Or if you look at the one that I sent you this morning, she wasn't even mentioned in the WNBA post.
Wow.
Yeah. You lead the team in scoring last night, and she's not even mentioned in the WNBA post. And you tell me that's not intentional?
Yeah, well,
I was just gonna say that's by design. That's not an accident.
It's been by
an accident.
It's been by design since she came into the league. It has been by design since she came into the league. They only highlight the games with her when they're playing quote unquote bad opponents.
However, whenever the schedule comes out the last 3 seasons, they're always either every game or very close to every game is on national TV. So they're using her, but they won't even mention her.
They won't recognize her. They recognize Kelsey. They recognize the hell out of Kelsey Mitchell, and people are even saying Kelsey Mitchell deserves MVP. Well, I'm not going to deny that she deserves a piece of the MVP conversation, but I've seen lists come out of top 5 for MVP, and guess who's not even mentioned?
Are you surprised?
No.
Is this now? Help me understand this, because I honestly don't know the answer to this question. Is this strictly a media vote, or do the players pay in coaches? How does it work in the WNBA in terms of the MVP vote itself?
I think it's just journalists.
Okay.
I want to say it's strictly media. I'm going to confirm it here.
I really don't know the answer. That's why I asked. Because I think she's got a better chance of winning if it's strictly media.
If it's strictly media, then yeah, Caitlin Clark will run away with it. If a piece of it is the fan vote, then there's trouble.
No, you can't have a fan vote for MVP. You just can't do that. I mean, come on, that's ridiculous. This is not an all-star game. This is not an all-star game.
It's all behind. It's all behind. None of this matters. It's all behind the scenes. It's whatever. Again, it's going to be whatever the cabal wants to happen.
Right.
And you know who's in the conversation?
We saw that before the All-Star game when there was a players vote.
Right.
That Caitlin Clark finished 11th as the 11th best
guard.
Not the 11th best player in basketball. The 11th best guard in women's basketball
in the W.
And as I said when that report came out, show me the receipts. Show me the receipts, because I guarantee you there's some numbers behind the scenes that they were like, oh, one vote for Caitlin. Oh, 2 votes for this person because we want them to be ahead. There's no way she was voted 11th.
Now, there's a name that's in the MVP conversation that, in my eyes, and probably my eyes only, shouldn't be there, and that's Olivia Miles.
I don't really have a problem with that. I just think she's going to run away with it. She's going to run away with Rookie of the Year.
Oh yeah. Oh, she's Rookie of the Year with no problem. She's the unanimous and should be the unanimous Rookie of the Year. Unanimous.
Well, we just talked about it, Snowman. I mean, she's carried Minnesota to the point that she is, and as Playmaker just said, Nafisa Collier just came back.
Before the All-Star break.
People are going to look at that. People are going to look at Minnesota and say, "Oh, well, Miles has help from Nafisa Collier." Well, Nafisa Collier hasn't been there. She's kept them afloat. Because go back to our preseason, and I forget, we had Playmaker and we had another guest on here.
Yeah.
That was previewing the WNBA, and I asked them, "Hey, why is nobody talking about Minnesota?" And then both Playmaker and the other guest said, because Nafisa Collier's not there, they're going to fall off. Well, they didn't fall off. She didn't just stabilize the ship. She basically put them full steam ahead.
I'm going to guess,
and now they get Collier back.
I'm going to guess Dallas would like to redo their draft pick if they had to do it again.
Oh yeah.
Well, as we know, that draft pick was made. That draft pick was made before they even had the first pick.
Yep.
Dallas was dead set on drafting AZ Fudd.
Well, you know why? You know why she was drafted?
Yeah, because she's Paige Becker's girlfriend.
Paige Beckers.
That's why that's the sole reason she was the number one pick.
Number one pick.
The sole reason they put her in Dallas.
And Olivia Miles is going to be the unanimous Rookie of the Year. Asia Wilson's the front runner, according to this article that I'm reading. Then you have Miles, Caitlin Clark, who's in the conversation, Paige Beckers, and Brianna Stewart. But it's Asia Wilson and everybody else at this point. The way that they say it. Damian Hernandez says, "Why should CC be in the MVP conversation? Because she's carried the team. Hasn't even played enough to be in the MVP talks."
Here's my question.
Oh no,
why shouldn't she be considered for MVP consideration?
Exactly. Why? She hasn't played enough games. Yes, she has. She's missed 2 games. She's missed 2 games this year.
It's always that argument of what does value mean? What does valuable mean? Does it mean the best player, or does it mean, or does it mean what you bring to the what does that mean? Because if you take what you bring to the team, Caitlin is the most valuable player because you're seeing it. The Fever are rallying. They're rallying around all of this chaos that's going on.
Yep.
They're using it as a weapon.
They're using
in
it
that
as
locker
fuel.
room to say, I mean, this is, we see it all the time. We can go back, just watch the movie Major League.
Yeah.
Like when the owner was actively plotting to make them bad, what did the manager do? He brought in a thing and said, "Hey, every time we win, I'm ripping
peel a section.
We're sticking it to the owner. We're going to use it to rally together." That's what the Fever have done. They've rallied together,
and it's frightening the daylights out of the league.
That's value beyond. That's value beyond the 22 points that she's averaging a game or whatever she's averaging. That's more value to the team that Caitlyn is bringing.
Well, my guess is there's going to be a lot of so-called media who are voting in this. There's going to be a lot of CC backlash for whatever reason.
Mm-hmm. Oh, it's coming.
They don't like
it's
her
coming.
either. They don't like her either.
CCing, but it's Wilson and Miles. No, it's not. I mean, this is my homerism coming out, and I shouldn't be doing this. But CC should indeed be in the be in the conversation.
There's going to be a lot of agendas.
I think he's in the conversation. I think it's fair. It's fair to say Asia Wilson is it's Asia Wilson and then
everybody else.
That's fair.
Right.
That's fair. It's fair to say.
That's a true statement.
It's not fair to say. It's not fair to say, oh, Caitlyn is not in the discussion at all. Caitlyn is probably third or fourth on.
But there's going to be a lot of agendas because of race and sex.
Yep.
I hate to say that.
It's just going to be sex. It's just going to be sex. Let's be honest.
No, it's race too. It's definitely race.
It's the fact that she's not gay. That's why.
It's both.
Jay, why do you think it's both?
Well, there's no. I mean, it's a predominant. I mean, it's like the NBA. I mean, it's predominantly black. The WNBA is predominantly black. So you're going to have a backlash of that. I mean, like I heard Stephen A. Smith mention the NBA with the Lakers a couple weeks ago.
Yeah,
he brought out. He said the Lakers aren't going to be any good with 4 white players on the team. Well, why can't they be good? Why? It's the same argument.
They could have 5 white players on the team by the time the season starts.
I mean, well,
it
doesn't matter. So I'm going to guess she's going to get the anti-CC vote because of both.
Mm-hmm.
And she's a lightning rod for whatever reason.
Well, she's playing very, very well right now.
And what difference does it make whether she's gay or not? Who cares?
Is she one of the best players in the game?
Like I've said, Jay, like I've pointed out, Jay, to 95% of the world, no one cares. 95% of us just want to see basketball. We don't care. But there is that fringe 5%. There's that fringe probably 2.5% that care very much that the best player in the NBA, in the WNBA, has to be a gay woman. And then there's that other 2.5% on the other side that are totally against against everything.
Here's why I say
and 95% of us don't care.
Go ahead, Jay. Go ahead, Jay.
Here's why I say race is included. Asia Wilson's not gay, so why does it matter? Asia Wilson's with Bam Adebayo.
Mm-hmm.
So she's not gay. So race has to play something into it.
But then you get Paige Beckers and race is gone.
Well, that's probably.
I mean, they push Paige Becker. They don't fight against Paige Beckers.
My question is, why do they push Paige Beckers as much as they do?
I don't have a problem with Paige. She's
we answered the question already.
Okay.
Because she's gay. That's it. And that's nothing against Paige Beckers is a great player. I watched her for 4 years at UConn, and I've watched her for 2 years in the WNBA. She is a great player.
Paige is a hell of a player. Is a hell of a player.
But she's not at the star. She's not a star level. She's not a star level player. She's not Asia Wilson. She's not Caitlin Clark. She's not on that level. And they're trying to put her on that level because they need her. They need her to be.
I disagree with that a little bit. I think she's better than you think she is.
I think 2 years in the league, I don't think she's at. Nobody's at Asia's level. Asia is. It's like Asia
and everybody else. Mm-hmm. I want to see Asia and Caitlin in the playoff series.
Asia has what? Three championships?
4.
Yeah. Okay, 4. Even better. Like I know she has, and most and they're like the last 3. So she's like. And then Nafisa Collier, when she plays, she's on that list. But Nafisa Collier is not going to get. She's not going to get pushed, and we all know why.
Mm-hmm.
We all know because she was the one that came out and basically threw Kathy Engelberg under the bus.
Under the bus. Yep.
So we know they don't want her as the face.
If they had any kind of backbone whatsoever, Kathy Engelberg should have had her butt sent out the door a long time ago.
True.
Well, we've talked about it. The rise in, we talk about it all the time because it's so important. They went from 12 employees to 85. And there's a lot of people within that office that need to go. That need
to be told, hit the road, Jack, and don't you come back no more.
Start with their PR team, who doesn't include somebody who led the team in scoring last night.
Oh God!
I mean, you're talking about the same PR team that told Kathy Engelberg not to go on Dan Patrick's radio show.
Well, she could listen. She's a commissioner. She could have come on herself. Listen, there's nothing to say she can't make her own decision. That's her problem.
Yeah. Oh, there's nothing that says she can't, but the consequences of that are she's going to fall out with the cabal, and then she's out of a job.
Dan, she and they knew that Dan would have skewered her.
Yeah. He would have put the hard questions out there in a heartbeat.
He said that.
That's why the cabal called her and said, if you go on the show, you're going to lose our support, and you lose their support in that office, you're done.
But
you notice how nothing's happened. Nothing has happened to her since then.
She's right. How silly does it look that she's 100 yards away from Dan's studio on the golf course that day, and still doesn't come on his show?
Doesn't come on the show
when she said she's so busy. Well, he could literally see her out the window. She's not busy.
Why is she? Why? Well, I know why. I know why she did that. I know why she backed away. My question should be, why did she commit to it?
That's the problem.
And then why did she commit to the?
You know why she committed to it? She committed to it because she was going to do it. She would have done it. And this is just my opinion. I don't know. I don't know Kathy Engelberg, so I can't speak about her character. But I would say Dan probably, or somebody associated with Dan's program probably approached her, said, "Hey, we want to have you on. We're going to be at this golf thing. Oh, I'm going to be there. I'll do the interview with you." And she probably just said that and said, "Oh yeah, I'll do it." And then the night before got the call from the cabal saying, "You're not doing it."
Go ahead, Jay.
I'm sure she knows who Dan Patrick is, but she doesn't know how good of a reporter Dan is.
Right.
She doesn't know that Dan's going to ask her hard questions. How many people in the WNBA are going to ask her hard questions that she's legitimately going to sit down and answer? Nobody.
If I had the chance, I would. Nobody. I would do it. But nobody that's like really credentialed media.
The only one that I see, and I could be wrong, the only one I see who's asking tough questions in that league who covers it regularly is Christine Brennan. That's it. And she's an excellent reporter.
And don't be surprised if she's shown the door, because she is covering it that way, covering it fairly for everybody.
Now, Dan would have asked her a lot of hard questions.
We're talking about this, right? We're talking about this right now. And, I'm wondering if we said she didn't go on to the Dan Patrick show. If that's the Malika Andrews show, I guarantee you she would have been on.
Yes.
You know what? I guarantee that too.
The reason they did not want her, they did not want her talking to him. They didn't want her talking to a man.
The WNBA crew
I can guarantee you that.
Terrible. It's terrible.
Say that again, Jay. Didn't hear you.
The WNBA pregame and postgame show on the ESPN, no matter what group of women's on there, whether it be 3 or 4, whomever, They're not going to ask her any hard questions.
Of course they're not. Of course they're
Malika
not.
Andrews not going to ask her anything hard.
Why is Malika
And
Andrews
those other
still
women
employed?
hate Caitlin Clark and other people anyway.
You know who else really hates Caitlin Clark and they let her show it with no backlash? It's Monica McNutt.
Oh God, isn't that the truth?
She's on every
Hates
show.
her. Hates her.
You know, Monica McNutt has not hidden her campaign of hatred against Caitlin Clark. Not hitting it at all.
Where'd it come from? Where'd it come from?
I have no idea. I can honestly tell you I have no idea. And now the tide is it's very blatant. I mean, there are a couple times I've seen it on their pregame show, which is horrible. It's ugh. I can't even watch it.
Listen, it was much better when Elle Duncan was on there before she went to Netflix.
Mm-hmm.
It really was. Now, they've made Malika Andrews out to be a huge star on ESPN. I don't see it.
Nor do I. Playmaker says Malika had a great interview with CC during All-Star break. I'll have to watch it before I give my
haven't seen it, but I have a hard time believing it was hard-hitting. I haven't seen Malika Andrews ask hard-hitting questions yet.
Nor have I.
And, you know, they put, I know you guys don't follow tennis, but I do. They put Malika on, ESPN's put Malika on the US Open and Wimbledon now. She doesn't know squat about tennis.
They did what?
It's the last 2 years she's been on the US Open and Wimbledon. And actually, I take that back. She was on the Australian Open this past year in January. They got her on the tennis company.
But basketball is her sport.
Well, they
Not tennis.
made her out to be a superstar.
How?
Did they get rid of Chris McKendry?
No, McKendry's on there, but she's doing play-by-play now. They've changed a lot of their tennis people. So Malika, and US Open starts a week from Sunday.
Mm-hmm.
She will be on there next week.
Wow. Just ugh.
She's on there. And let's not forget, her husband is the Lakers insider for ESPN. Dave McMenamin is her husband.
And she's also the part of the radio voice team of the New York Knicks.
That's McNutt, isn't it? I'm talking about Malika.
Oh, you're talking about Malika Andrews. I apologize for that. I apologize.
McNutt is on. She does do the next game.
Mm-hmm. I thought you were talking about McNutt. You're talking about
No,
Malika.
I'm talking about Malika.
How is Malika doing play-by-play for tennis?
She's doing the studio.
Yeah, she's in the studio. She's doing the studio show.
But you have to have some knowledge of tennis.
And they don't.
And if you watch her, I mean, I'm not asking you guys to watch the USA, but if you don't care, that's fine with me. I mean, that's your thing. But if you get a chance to see her during the USA, you'll see what I'm talking about.
This I gotta see.
Well, I can only imagine, because apparently her sport is basketball and she knows nothing about basketball. So
wait a minute. Her sport is basketball. She doesn't know a doggone thing about basketball. Not a thing. If you listen to her commentary, she does not know a doggone thing about basketball.
Well, I mean, not to say she's okay, but she's on there to look pretty. That's what it is.
And to hand out the NBA Cup. But I have jokes about that, and I won't do them here.
And you tell me that one way or the other, if not both ways, that neither one of them would have had their particular jobs without the other? Malika nor Dave McMenamin?
True.
I mean, they kind of...
There's truth to that.
I don't know if one of them begged for the other or whatever, but come on.
Someone stood up for somebody.
Right.
And that's why they're both there. 56 after the hour. Jay Spivey with us. We're due for a break. Jay Spivey is on with us every single Monday at the bottom of hour one of Snowman in the Morning. Jay, thank you very much. Great insight as always. Can't wait to talk to you next week.
All right, guys.
Basketballs everywhere. I swear to God there is. Let's take a break. When y'all get back, we'll have our ID. And then, I don't know, maybe somebody will drop by in the middle of hour 2. Back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
I want to do a TED Talk, but I don't have anything to talk about yet. I'm getting there.
Life is for the living. We're not here that long.
You can learn anything you want to learn without any money spent.
What do I really enjoy? What do I really want out of life?
I am your host, WIZE.
Are you in a life holding pattern? Well, this is for you. Welcome to the Stuck in My Mind podcast. Live every Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday at 4 p.m. Central. Drew Willingham.
In this case, yeah, you put the blame on Kyle Shanahan for apparently not preparing the team enough for the overtime rules, supposedly.
Cole Johnson.
Peyton was considered the winner, and he was the darling of all darlings for Gerald.
With a special appearance by Tyrone Alizé McDummy.
Ain't nobody calling me. Text delete, 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 delete.
Join these two football enthusiasts as they give you total football talk. Live every Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern, 3 p.m. Central on the Sertoba Media and the Comey Media YouTube channels. Join the transporter to Hades.
Your butt and gut becomes one.
Join the reformer of hooker whores.
This is my daughter, Placenta Booty Johnson.
Join the bronze car.
Whenever you are in distress, take off your baseball cap and throw it in the air.
Join your very own superhero of broadcasting, Chris Bass.
So whatever color crayon they get, they palm it and do 2 circles, and that translates to, I can beat up black people.
As she takes you through the week's paces in Baseline. Live every Saturday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central, Pacific Time Zone people, just stay asleep when this is on live and just catch the recording. Oh, I'm sorry. Exclusively on the Chris Bass YouTube channel. Cause we take this job so serious.
I'm on Alarm Island. Give me them cocks!
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the morning.
Of what in the all types of blue hell? Jeez Louise. 11:01. We owe you an ID. This is Snowman in the morning.
You're listening to WQVZ, 1700 AM Mission Radio.
Broadcasting live in your region, across our nation, and around the world, this is Snowman Multimedia.
We need to see.
And Father Assurance, you need to go to hell.
It's really, in the end, basically a skill issue.
Here he is back in the shotgun, takes a snap, throws to Jesus Christ.
Shut up!
Well, that game sucked.
I'm on Alarm Island.
Give me them cocks! Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches. Now get the hell out of my face, you thirsty bitches. So I was up really, really early this morning. We had a power outage here in Indiana, here in Southern Indiana. We had a power outage. So wife and I were sitting in the truck, just talking, laughing, and then get the power back. She says, I'm going to sleep until the power comes back on because it wasn't supposed to come on until 7 a.m. Well, it came on early. I got in here and I got an evil idea. I'm going to use videos for the station IDs, and I already got yours planned out. I've got dogs planned out. I've got playmakers planned out. And that look on your face throws to Jesus Christ. That look. I already got the edited version of put somebody in the middle of the field. I already got that planned. I'm put a few clips around that, including some of me and some of my blooper reel there. I got some for Deb planned, including shut your mouth. I got a couple with Dr. K planned, and hers is going to end with my mind went bleh. My brain went bleh. That's how hers is going to end. Oh, goodness. And I'm sitting here just writing all this stuff down. And all of a sudden, I just told myself, I shouldn't do this. I got up. You know me, Deets. You know me. I did. I said it a lot. I said I shouldn't do this. So I started to shut everything down and go to bed and go back to bed. And all of a sudden, I get one step away from the computer and I'm like, yes, I should. And I fired it back up. I know I already got 3 of them in production. Playmaker should not be a part of this foolish. Yes, you should. Listen, Playmaker, you delivered one of the trademark lines that I used during a station ID. You delivered. Where are you? You delivered this line.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what
you delivered that. That has to be a part of the station ID. This one.
Well, that game sucked.
This one.
Now get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
This one.
Get out of my face, you thirsty bitches.
I gotta have Deets looking very serious. That I gotta have you do it again and look at the camera and try not to laugh while you deliver that line. I know I'm going to have this.
Jarrell Jones has no brains. His football acumen is the same capacity as Gun Run's moral capacity.
I'm going to have that. Going to have this.
Splash Brothers, yes. Ray Allen, replace him with Steve Kerr. Reggie Miller, yeah.
Definitely going to have that. Definitely going to have that. I got too many ideas. You know what else I'm going to put in here?
That's a lie.
I'm going to find a way to put that in there. And a couple of announcements here. Been flirting around with a couple of television stations. One of them, we are definitely working out a deal. And there's a couple of other networks that want to pick up our show. One of them based in my hometown of Chicago. And that one is led by the great Jonathan Hood, who is a very, very dear friend of mine. I had a chance to talk to him. Great guy. He's got, if you look up Under the Hood with J Hood on YouTube, that's where you'll find him. Yeah, he wants to feature our show. And I warned him, I said, Hood, you're going to get a lot of wackiness. He said, that's why I want it. He said, "That's what help me get on the dude. You already are. You're with us, and I'm dropping 4 new stations Labor Day, getting all that together. Of course,
I had an idea over the weekend.
Oh boy!
And it has to do with our interview from Thursday, which if you didn't get a chance to see it, everybody go back and take a look. That was a great interview with Chicago State and
Rocky
talking
Hill
about that. But I had an idea.
Oh,
and you need to put this in your pitch to the Chicago State alums that are, the presidents that are making these decisions.
What is your idea?
On Thursdays, we could set along some time to have the Cougar Corner.
You know what? That's a hell of an idea.
And you tell them, hey, if you
and I already know
if Snowman's doing the games, we'll set a total side to have somebody from the university on. We'll interview them. We'll talk to them, and we'll talk about whatever's going on.
That's a hell of an idea. And
you tell them we got a whole segment. You tell them we got a whole segment lined up. So
I'm gonna make a pitch.
You give it a nice name like that.
I'm gonna make a pitch to them via email today with that idea. And I already know one of the coaches there, Corey Irvin. She used to coach at Whitney Young in Chicago. So now she's at Chicago State building that program up.
Right. And they can decide what they want to, who they want to put on it. They want to send us a coach. Awesome. If they want to send us, if they want a player to be, if they want a player to be on, we'll do something. We'll do something with the player. We'll do but everything in that segment will be focused on
Chicago State University.
On the Chicago State, the previous game they had, the game coming up, when it gets to basketball, the basketball season coming up.
That could be a program in and of itself too. That could be a segment from the show, and it could be a program in and of itself. Got to keep.
You don't even have to give us football players. They don't. They could give us anything. They could bring us the field hockey team. We'll talk field hockey with them. Like
now, you got my brain.
We don't want to. You tell them. You tell them we don't just want to cover.
Football or basketball or anything.
We want to cover the athlete. We want to cover the athletic program. We want to talk about things that are going on. We want to talk about everything that's going on. See,
I might have to make a phone call after the show today, because I got an interview at 2 p.m. I got an interview at 3 that's going to air tomorrow on the show. And just to let the cat out of the bag here, I'm going to tape an interview with the great Rod Peterson today. That will air tomorrow at the bottom of hour 1. But that's a hell of an idea. Now you got the brain. Now you got my brain turning. That's a hell of an idea.
That's what I was saying. That's what I was thinking right after the interview. I even wrote it down on my paper here.
You didn't toss the notebook like Shane does, did you?
No, I know better than that. I've seen how that ends.
Right in the eye. Pow. Well, dog, we hope that you're doing okay. We know that you're going through a lot right now, and you need it today to get yourself back together. Man, take care of yourself. Take care of yourself. You are number one, man. You got to think of yourself and then think of your family. Take care of yourself first. Okay? You are a permanent fixture here on the program. You come back to us when you are fully ready. Like you always tell me, give me this camera. You always tell me to take care of myself first and to take care of my family. Now I'm offering the same words to you, my brother, to do the same. Won't say what he's going through, but it is a lot. And if anybody totally understands, we do. We need you at 100%, my man. You are the producer of this show. You are one of the co-hosts of the show, and need you at full strength. Like you always tell me, need you at full strength. Okay? If it takes you some time to get back to full strength, so be it. So be it. But take care of yourself, dog. We love you. And whenever you get back is when we will see you. Before we go to break, I get to stick my tongue out at the Detroit Tigers. Because the Detroit Tigers are playing like the Detroit Lions. Bad joke, I know.
Because it's Detroit. Because why? Because it's Detroit.
See, don't put that idea in my head, because now you know me.
There's a reason we made it. We started with it was funny. We started with contender, pretender, or the Detroit Lions.
Yep.
And then we tried to do basketball, and I was like, okay, well, contender, pretender, and I had to pick a team, and I was like, or the Detroit Pistons. then we were doing baseball, and I was like, okay, contender, pretender,
or Detroit Tigers.
You know what? We're just gonna change the name of this to contender, pretender, or
Detroit.
the entire city, the entire landscape of are you Detroit?
Oh my gosh. Well, there's a player on the White Sox whose name is not Munetaka Murakami that you all need to pay attention to. His name is Miguel Vargas, former Dodgers first-round pick. Wasn't cutting it with the Dodgers, so they set him free. White Sox picked him up. He now has 28 home runs and 74 RBIs. The 28 home runs is tied for first with Murakami. He hit 3 in the series against Detroit, 2 on Friday, 1 on Sunday. And the 1 on Sunday sealed the sweep.
Oh, come on. No one cares about baseball.
Now I got to do it.
Bitch, are you for real?
I got to do it. I totally hate you for that. But, oh, you know what? I may as well do this one too. When McCarthy returns with Coffee with McCarthy. What? A black man talking about baseball? Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, doggone it. Yes, I do talk baseball and a lot of it. Okay.
I mean, you have to make that joke just because.
Always.
Somebody, because someone actually said no one cares about baseball.
Right.
On a sports radio. On a sports radio channel.
He told. Listen,
has to be has to be up there with. Has to be in the running for dumbest quotes of all time.
I got to tell this story again. I was living in North Carolina. My show was being produced by someone else at the time who were talking about. I won't dish out names, but he actually told me, and this is when Deets, you remember, I was taping my show in advance every evening and then setting it to air in the morning. He looked me in the eyes and said, do not talk about baseball because nobody cares about baseball. I told Cole Johnson that when he redid the intro. Yes, shake your head, please. I told Cole Johnson that when he redid in 2021, when Cole redid the intro, this brilliant mad scientist put a picture of New Comiskey Park and used my voice of, well, nobody cares about baseball, and puts this with it.
Bitch, are you for real?
That's why he's the GOAT. That's why he's the mad scientist, man.
That's exactly why he's the mad scientist. And I remember you, speaking of throwing flowers to Cole Johnson, I remember you when Cole was getting ideas for your intro for Totally Deeds. You interrupted him and said, I have one request. I must hear the voice of Keith Jackson. So
when you're doing when you're covering college football, if you don't have Keith Jackson in your interview, you're
watching the wrong channel. I'll use Keith Jackson's words. If you're not covering college football, you're watching the wrong channel. And I'm going to work that line into your intro. Let's get a break. We come back, more stuff to talk about. Or is it? Hold on a minute. I just got a message. And okay. Let's take a break. And I have a surprise when y'all get back. Snowman in the morning, back in the deuce.
This is Snowman in the morning.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony, or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another beating a dead horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central. Because we take this job so serious.
And Father O'Shaughnessy need to go to hell. That's what he needs.
What did Father O'Shaughnessy do?
I quit. We're done here. I'm done. We're out of here.
What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the morning.
Forgot that I messed that up. 21 after the hour. Deets and Snowman here with you on this manic Monday edition of Snowman in the morning, and I got a surprise, and I'm waiting for him to pop in. Well, we talked about Tommy John to open the show. Mixed in some baseball. We had Jay Spivey on, and thank you, Jay, for always coming on for us and always coming on with us each and every Monday. But then we got to talking about the mad scientist himself. Some of his creations, man. I gotta wonder what else he's gonna come up with this year. Wait a minute, I shouldn't ask that question, should I? I shouldn't ask that question. We were talking baseball before the break. White Sox sweep the Detroit Tigers. They are 7 games above 500 in the AL Central. Say what you want about it. Say what you want about the American League. Say what you want. The point is, the White Sox are 5.5 games in front and are starting to pull away. Nobody, except maybe me, had that on their bingo card this year. I guarantee you, nobody had that on their bingo card this year. Especially with how young the White Sox are. They're the 4th youngest team in the majors. But just because there's the 4th youngest team in the majors doesn't mean they can't play. These kids are playing great. You got 3 rookies on there, 2 rookies, Brayton Montgomery and Tristan Peters, when they were installed in mid-May, haven't left. Only thing that sat them down were injuries. Same with left fielder Sam Antonacci. But these have you? Let's just go with this. Which team have you seen in your lifetime was the first one that you've seen come out of nowhere to be winning like this, to be winning like the White Sox are?
The Mets team with Matt Harvey,
2015.
I mean, that no one had them doing anything, and all of a sudden, boom! And you could say the same thing about the team they played that year, the Royals.
Mm-hmm. No one had that World Series on their bingo card.
Nobody had Royals, Mets, and World Series.
No. I certainly didn't. You know, I'm from Chicago, and who you guys played in the NLCS is who everybody was picking to not only win the pennant, but win the World Series. But then the Mets put a foot in their ass, and I couldn't have been happier because I listened to all 4 calls with the legendary Howie Rose. I listened to all 4 calls. No one had Mets Royals on their bingo card. Who else have you seen just come out of nowhere?
I mean, we see it every year. I mean, we see it every year in the NFL. Every year in the NFL, there's some team that comes out of nowhere. I mean, Dog saw it last year with the Patriots.
With the Patriots, right?
We saw it a few years ago when Arizona made the playoffs somehow.
21. And they haven't done a doggone thing since.
Like we saw it last year. We've talked about it with the Bears. You know, can the Bears keep it? Can the Bears keep going the way they are? I mean, last year the first half of the year for Indianapolis.
Yep. But before they got beat up.
Before Daniel Jones and after.
Mm-hmm. Seen it before and after.
Before the injury and after the injury.
And after the injury. Seen it 2019 with San Francisco. Who the hell told? Because San Francisco in 2018 was just so beat up, the season was done. And then 2019, they start 8-0, wound up 13-3, beat Seattle to win the West, which is what they had a chance to do last year. And there's another example with San Francisco. Who told them to win 12 games as beat up as they were?
Well, remember the year. Remember that, you know, they were, the 49ers are done. They're starting a 6th round draft pick at quarterback.
Right.
They're starting the last pick in the draft.
Mr. Irrelevant, yes.
The 49ers are done. Then what? Then what happens?
They get to the NFC Championship.
They win every game.
When they installed when they installed Brock Purdy as their quarterback. What have they done? All they've done is win since then.
So I mean, we've seen this happen. We see it happen. The problem with the White Sox doing what they're doing, and this is a problem Major League Baseball has. Because the fans, all the fans want to come out and they want to say, "Oh, baseball needs a salary cap. Baseball needs a salary cap."
Mm-hmm.
Well, the White Sox are doing pretty well as a young team. The Mets have spent more money than anybody, and they're garbage.
Yep.
So it's like, the better the White Sox do, it hurts that argument of it's too lopsided. It's just the Dodgers and the Yankees. Well,
and then you get the case of the White Sox out of nowhere. I have a surprise for y'all. Joining me now from Indianapolis, Indiana, is the fabulous voice of the Indianapolis Colts, the one and only Matt Taylor. Morning, Matt. How are you?
Come on, fellas. What's happening? Give it to me. Shoot it to me straight now.
I thought after last time you were going to come on as a VTuber. What's
Matt
up,
Taylor,
man?
the fabulous voice of the Indianapolis Colts, with us. His 4th season working with Snowman in the morning, which I absolutely love, and I absolutely thank you for that, Matt. We've had 3 great seasons of doing this, talking Colts here on the program. Just want to show you some love to start this. I really appreciate you being a part of the show, man.
Hey, my pleasure, man. I like talking ball, so anytime, anywhere. I love it.
All right.
Hey, first question, Matt. We always have to ask, and it seems like it's always this problem. Is everybody healthy?
You know what?
Last time you were on, we had to talk about Jonathan Taylor coming back from injury.
Yep.
Now we got to talk about the quarterback coming back from injury. Like, can we ever just have a Colt season where we start
where everyone's healthy?
Oh, like we don't have any concerns.
I mean, as far as health goes, knock on wood, it has been a very successful training camp as far as health and availability. You start first with Daniel Jones and just the way that he's looked coming off the Achilles. That's the headliner as far as injuries go.
Mm-hmm.
The only one kind of hanging there is Alec Pierce, still on PUP at this point. But they still feel, they being the Colts, still feel behind the scenes that he's checking boxes and he's close. And they have said publicly that they expect him to be ready to go for the start of the regular season, which now is only it gives him about 3.5 to 4 weeks worth of prep to get back to where he needs to be in terms of acclimation. But that's what they say. And everything else is, any injuries to this point in camp are just sort of the wear and tear and the minor stuff. You haven't had, again, knock on wood, you haven't had the, full season IR situation rear its ugly head just yet. And most teams have to deal with that. And so it's been a very clean and positive camp to this point in terms of guys answering the bell and trending towards, playing with that full deck of cards, like you said, there at the beginning of the season.
Talk to me about the receiver room in Indy. How many changes have happened, and who do you think is going to be on the field on week 1 aside of Alec Pierce?
Well, in the offseason, it was a offseason of change. They're having to trade Michael Pittman Jr. To the Steelers. And I just think it just came down to, quite honestly, dollars and cents, right? Just from a roster mechanic standpoint, when you're forced to pay the quarterback position, over $40+ million, and you bring back Alec Pierce in free agency, which I think was the right move. But that came obviously with a much higher price tag with him coming off his rookie contract. So when you got a quarterback making 40+ and a receiver making 25+, there's not much. It's hard to have another receiver making and having playing on an existing contract over 20+, right? So it just kind of came down to roster construction right there. So, Pierce is coming back. Josh Downs is coming back. Tyler Warren obviously is a tight end, but he also formationally kind of acts as a third receiver because he's just so versatile and so athletic, all the different things that he can do. So you feel good about that. But then that other third receiver position, kind of that guy that's going to kind of roll into the A.D. Mitchell concept, the guys you have Ashton Doolin and you have players like Nick Westbrook, Akine. So it's a very fluid situation just now. And I don't think it necessarily has got to be an and/or situation for that third receiver job. I mean, it can kind of be fluid based on the opponent, the situation of the game. Because, Doolin's a burner and he can play outside the numbers, whereas Nick Westbrook-Akine he's kind of like that poor man's Michael Pittman Jr. He's, tall, physical, big-bodied receiver, can make contested catches, can feast between the numbers. He's really good inside the red zone. So I don't think it's got to be an exclusive deal for either one of those guys. I think both guys squarely make this team, and that'll give the Colts 4 solid receivers, and we'll see what happens the rest of the way at the end of training camp. There's 2 joint practices coming up later this week against the Falcons. So those are more barometers the Colts can use to decide where they're at with this situation. And they could still, and that's all to say, they could still go out and sign another free agent before the regular season hits. So that thing is kind of a day-to-day proposition.
How much fun is it to see?
We just talked about this at the beginning, Matt. Let me ask Matt a question. For you as a broadcaster, what is better to get your assessment of the team? Is a preseason game better, or is the joint practice a better determination of what the team is?
Great question.
Well, I think in modern times, it's probably the joint practices. And I know fans don't like to hear that, but that's where this game is going. Joint practices are very much just becoming the norm, the standard. Every team now does them. In fact, every team probably does a venture with at least 2 of their preseason opponents. And it's just a more controlled work to get in the front line work that you need to feel comfortable with going into the regular season, right? That's where the ones will, the first team offense will go up against another team's first team defense and vice versa. And you just get a more controlled environment. It's physical, but it's not full tackle. The quarterbacks are still wearing the red protective jerseys. So there's less risk of injuries in a joint practice. And also too, in a preseason game, based on the flow of the game, you may not get a red zone situation. You may not get an end of half or end of game simulation, in a 2-minute drill. That's where these joint practices come into play, where you can script all that stuff, right? All of these situational periods to go over those different situations that do obviously inevitably come up throughout the course of a regular season game. So it's a way to still protect the players, get the work in that you need to, go over the situations, and still kind of use it as a barometer as to how we fared against another team's top unit that you just don't, quite frankly, see very much anymore in preseason games, just out of the risk of injuries. That's just where we're at right now in preseason. I know a lot of old school people don't like it, but that's the new school way of thinking here in 2026.
It is. And I've watched a couple of joint practices over the years. And you're right, Matt. That is the way that everything is going right now. Talk to me about one Tyler Warren, because, man, whenever he makes a play, everybody gets excited. This kid is wonderful to watch on the field. And I know he works hard off the field also, but how much fun is it to watch Tyler Warren do his thing in this offense?
Well, it's imperative because he's so versatile. I think last year he lined up in 6 different positions formationally on offense. I mean, he's just like a throwback player. I don't know what it is. It might just like be his body type and the long hair, kind of flowing out of the back of the helmet. He just looks like a throwback player from like the 1970s or 1980s because he can do so much. And he's just like an old school dude. He doesn't bitch and moan and complain. Like, he just out there and balls out. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So he's a fun guy in that sense. But from an analytics standpoint, he's so versatile. And again, like I said, when he's on the field, depending on the formation, it's like having either 2 tight ends on the field or it's like having 3 receivers. And based on where he's lined up, the good thing about Warren is that he's physical and he's bought into the running game and he's a willing blocker, so that no matter where he's lined up on the field, he doesn't tip where he's lined up, does not tip his hand, run or pass to the defense. So it's really, really important that way. I think they're just sort of scratching the surface on how good Tyler Warren can be. And that's saying something, because last year, right away, he was really, really impactful. And I thought, this is just me talking, I thought he could have had an even better season last year, at least statistically speaking, if Daniel Jones would have stayed healthy, right? His numbers and his production kind of went down when Jones was injured and then out of the lineup altogether. I just think the dynamic of the offense and the aesthetics of the offense kind of changed. But you're already seeing in training camp, like they use him in the backfield, and he's that offset H-back with the wham blocks, and he's catching balls out of the backfield, obviously lining up at the tight end spot. He's just going to be instrumental to this offense. I'm not saying he's irreplaceable, but there's just not many guys, in the NFL that can take on so many different hats and interchange those hats series to series throughout the course of a game.
Talking about
Hey, Matt, what's the feeling around this team when they look back at last year? Are they looking at the first half of the year where the Colts were so good, or are they looking at the second half of the season where it kind of fell apart? Which is being talked about in that locker room?
Well, I think, from a bigger view, the front office, all of the decisions they made in the offseason were rooted in the fact that there is more belief that the Colts are more like the 8-2 team through 10 games, where they were leading the division, leading the conference, and then making that big bold at the trade deadline, that big bold move to bring in Sauce Gardner for 2 first-round picks, right? I mean, you don't make that move and you don't get the sign-off from ownership unless you think you've got this window of opportunity right now and you're going to go for it. And they certainly did. So again, to your point, the 8-2, I think it was real, because they were beating the heck out of teams, right? Their average margin of victory in their first 8 wins was 14.5 points. Like, that's ridiculous. Like, that's a number that you just don't see in the NFL. So I think it was real, but then I think the 0-7 was real as well, to be fair. And the reality of last season is that, they had the back half of their schedule was more difficult in terms of opposition. So the schedule heated up on them, and they played a lot of those games without some of the most indispensable players on their roster, right? On offense, they didn't have Daniel Jones. On defense, they played a lot of those games without DeForest Buckner, Charvarius Ward, Sauce Gardner, right? So, it was just a saga. Here comes Phillip Rivers. Everybody remembers the deal. But there is a lot of urgency going into this season. And I think the urgency, to be fair, is boiling over. Everybody knows the deal. Everybody understands what time it is, right? NFL, what does it stand for, Snowman? Stands for not for long, brother, right? So when you don't make the playoffs in 5 years and you haven't won an AFC South since 2014, everybody's going to have that fire, collectively lit under them. And so it's a very, very important season. But I think, again, all of the decisions made this offseason when it comes to bringing back Shane Steichen, bringing back Chris Ballard, bringing back Daniel Jones, making sure in free agency you go bold and open up the checkbook for Alec Pierce. All of those moves are rooted in the belief that the Colts are more like the 8-2 team when they were fully healthy for most of the beginning of last year.
Let me throw
all of those moves are great, Matt. But we talked about it on this show. Everybody talked about it. Bringing in Phillip Rivers, have they like in the offseason now that you're seeing them in the preseason practice, are they getting the backup quarterback up to speed? Because I still have no idea why they brought Phillip Rivers in when they had a backup there the entire time.
Well, let's think about that one. Like let's think about that in it's that one's an onion. There's layers to that one, right?
Mm-hmm.
So Daniel Jones gets injured week 13. That is the first or second week of December.
Yeah.
Okay. Mathematically, the Colts were on a slide right there, but mathematically, they still very much had a chance to make the playoffs.
Mm-hmm.
Right. So Jones gets hurt. Riley Leonard comes into that game and plays serviceable, but he bangs up his knee. He bangs up his knee in that game.
Mm-hmm.
And he is a rookie quarterback drafted in the 6th round.
Right.
And the following week, you have to go on the road and play at Seattle against maybe the best defense in the NFL at their place.
Yep.
Do you want a rookie quarterback who's never made a start in the NFL before, who's banged up, going into for all intents and purposes, a must-win game from a mathematical standpoint, going up against one of the best defenses in the NFL in one of the most hostile environments in the NFL? Do you want that to be that player's first indoctrination to be a starting quarterback in the NFL when you're going into a game where you got to have it? And also remember this too, Anthony Richardson, he was still on IR. He couldn't see. He had the orbital fracture.
Right.
And then at that point, the trade deadline's in the rear view mirror by about a month.
Mm-hmm.
So you can't make a trade. And who are you going to bring in? Who are you going to bring in off the street to get up to speed, in 4 or 5 days to feel comfortable enough to play a football game? That I understand. Like, I was like everybody else. Like, I saw the news. I got the headline just like everybody else. The Colts are bringing in Phillip Rivers to quarterback the team after he hasn't played a game in 4.5 years. Is this our best option?
Right.
Well, when you think about it like that, yes, he was, because he literally invented the offense. The offense that the Colts were running and still do run is the offense that Rivers came up with back in San Diego. So he and Shane Steichen know each other incredibly well.
Right.
Steichen still uses all the same terminology and all the same formats for the offense. So, Phillip, he came in and had like zero mental hurdles to understand the offense and to get ready for the game plan. It's just the fact that physically he hadn't played a game in 4+ years. That's why it was such a wild story. That made it unique. And I'm not immune to that. But again, when you think about it from all those different angles, was Phillip Rivers the best option that given week to win him a football game? He really was, given the unique set of circumstances the Colts were in.
Let me throw some love to Matt Taylor before I let you get out of here. This man, I reached out to this man through Twitter, and my wife gave me the suggestion. She says, why don't you see if you can get the voice of the Colts on? I said, the heck with it. I'll try it. I reached out to him through Twitter, and I'm thinking, no, he's not going to get back to me. About 30 seconds later, he says, yeah, let's do it. So I love the fact that you have stuck with us for 4 years now, talking ball, talking Colts ball. I love you being here. I love you, period. And I look forward, man, to another great season of Colts coverage with you. I love you, dude. Thank you.
My pleasure, man. I look forward to doing this on the reg, dialing things up, and getting the game plans on a Friday going into Sunday. It should be,
yes, sir.
It should be fun. It always is, man. Listen, I don't know how the heck this is going to go. I never do. People ask me all the time about predictions. Hey, what do you think the Colts are going to, what's the record going to be?
Right.
Hey, listen, after the 2022 season, that's when I was out on the prediction game. Because here comes Matt Ryan. Matt Ryan comes in, and he can't throw an incomplete pass during training camp. Everybody stayed healthy. I thought, shoot, the division's down. There's no way this team doesn't win 10+ games. And then that season went the way it did. Jeff Saturday's coming in, doing interviews with me before a game when it was all said and done. So shoot, I'm out of the prediction game. All I know is it's going to be fun. It's interesting. There's going to be a lot of ups and downs because that's it's inevitable to see how the way this goes. But it's always a journey. It's a roller coaster, and we will have fun along the way describing all the action.
Oh, man, thank you very much. For those of you that tune in via radio, this is the voice of the Indianapolis Colts, Mr. Matt Taylor. good friend of ours, good friend of the show, dropping by to talk some Colts ball. Thank you, brother. I love you, and I appreciate you very much.
All right, guys. Have a good week.
Thank you.
All right. Thanks, Matt.
Matt Taylor, the voice of the Indianapolis Colts, will be with us throughout the course of the season. So hang on tight, folks. Football is cranking up. One more thing to do, and then we're going to get the heck out of here early because there's some production that I need to do after the show. Back after this.
This is Snowman in the Morning.
SeatGeek is the ticketing app for fans like Boomstick Lady. No free throw is safe from the roar of her sticks. SeatGeek helps her find a seat in the direct eye line of the shooter so she can sit where her boomsticks make the biggest boom. Everybody okay? SeatGeek handles the tickets to sports, concerts, and more, so fans can fan.
During bad weather, driving can become downright dangerous.
What's your emergency, please?
Trust Battle Vision Storm, the revolutionary glare reduction glasses that turn your sight bright during bad weather at night or during the day. Watch your ordinary vision become extraordinary. Battle Vision Storm uses light optimizing lenses that block blue rays so you see clearly in heavy rain at night or blinding snow during the day. Heavy rain, snow, sleet, or fog can make it impossible to drive. Not with Battle Vision Storm. Get your Battle Vision Storm for only $19.99. But wait, due to rising costs and supply chain shortages, this may be your last chance to get your very own at this low price. There is a strict limit of 4 Battle Vision Storm per order while supplies last. Don't wait, order now.
Call 1-800-483-6319 or visit battlevisionstorm.com. So call 1-800-483-6319 now.
Whether it's news, the largest egg producer finds bird flu in chickens at a Texas plant, weather, devastating tornadoes rip through the heart of the United States, inspiration, a breast cancer survivor completed the journey of chemotherapy, and now begins a future one of matrimony or sports. Michael Jordan is shown on a photo with Diddy. LeBron James has a video extolling the virtues of a Diddy party. This has been yet another Beating a Dead Horse presentation. We got you covered. BS3 Network, in association with Comey Media Incorporated, proudly present The Morning Shift with Cole Johnson. Live every weekday at 8 a.m. Eastern, 7 a.m. Central.
Here's an important message from the Diabetes Solution Center. Do you like pricking your fingers to test your blood sugar levels? No one does, but it's important to maintain your health. And now, by wearing a small remote device called a continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, you don't need to prick your fingers anymore. It's easy to use and helps you make more accurate diabetes treatment decisions. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now. And if you have Medicare or most major insurance coverage, you may be able to get a new CGM at little to no out-of-pocket cost. Shipping is free, and we'll even bill your insurance company for you. If you are testing your blood sugar 3 or more times daily, injecting insulin, or using an insulin pump, call the Diabetes Solution Center right now to learn how to end the painful finger sticks and get your own continuous glucose monitor, or CGM, at little to no out-of-pocket cost.
'Cause we take this job so serious.
Here, bronsexuals.
You fool! What in the all types of blue hell?
This is Snowman in the Morning.
Great time today. Great time. And thank you, Matt Taylor, for joining us. He will be joining us all throughout the season on Fridays going into the game plan Sunday, unless they play a Thursday game or they play one internationally. Then we'll have them on via tape delay early. A few minutes before we get out of here. And Deets, what was the one thing you saw this weekend that you couldn't believe?
I watched pickleball. I couldn't believe that. It was
world is
literally.
you know what?
I was doing my draft at the bar, and I'm like, they're gonna have sports on, and they had pickleball on.
What in the world is pickleball?
It's basically it's basically table tennis on a tennis court. Like that's the best way to describe it. It's tennis with a paddle.
It's tennis with a paddle. And they play it on an actual court. They do this on an actual court.
They had an actual league. It was wild. But no, that I mean, I didn't really watch. I didn't really watch anything this weekend. Like I said, everybody was obsessed with the preseason and all that stuff. And
I was watching baseball. Look, unlike most of the folks who were watching preseason, I watched the highlights of the 49ers preseason game and the Colts preseason game. And like I said, that's films. The preseason, we said it earlier in the show, that's film study for me. That's film study for this old broadcaster here. And that's how it's been. I mean, Matt said it best. You get a little more evaluation from the dual workout, from the combined workout, than you do from the preseason games. And Playmaker, salute to him, always says it. You're one play away. One play away. So, with the way Dart has been sacked this weekend, do y'all think Dart has a trust problem? No. Colts should trade AR for Milroe from the Seahawks, says Damian Hernandez. Why? I just want to know why you think. I just want to know why you think that. Before we go any further,
I would want to know why either team. I think I've been saying the Colts should trade Anthony Richardson for years now. But why would you take? Well, if you're Seattle, why would you take him?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, what's the point?
I mean,
and you already got. And especially for Jalen Milroe, it's that. I mean, that the exact point when Jalen Milroe was drafted, he was compared to Anthony Richardson. So why would you trade him for Anthony Richardson? You're getting the same player. You're getting the exact same person.
The exact same person.
Let's get a different body. Like,
right.
If you're gonna trade for him, you trade for him because you want to go in a different way. You have a straight line quarterback, and you want to have a mobile quarterback. So you would that's why you would trade. You wouldn't trade a mobile quarterback for another mobile quarterback because you're getting the same. You're getting the same in return.
Okay.
And it makes no sense. Jalen Milroe is on a third round, a compensatory third round pick contract, where Anthony Richardson would be on a first round contract, and those numbers are significantly different. So it would make no sense for Seattle. None. It would make no sense for Seattle.
Milroe is not going to be that future quarterback for the Colts. They already have him. So it's like what Deet said a moment ago. Milroe's a third round pick. Richardson's a first round pick, and you're getting essentially the same thing. So why would you make that trade?
Yeah.
Why the heck would you make
for the Colts? It makes perfect sense because you want to dump that. You want to dump that contract.
You want to dump that contract. Yep. You want to dump that contract as soon as possible. But why would you dump that contract for a third round quarterback that's basically the same thing as Anthony Richardson? I wouldn't make that move.
And Anthony Richardson, I mean, in
this, we've already seen what Anthony Richardson is.
In this current landscape of the NFL, he cannot play.
No.
He just can't play.
He cannot
throw the football.
And his footwork is so skittish, it's not even funny. His footwork is horrible.
We talked about his throwing. He cannot throw the football. If you can't throw the football, you can't play quarterback.
You know what? I hate to make this joke, but I'm going to go ahead and make it. And Jay Spivey would be so proud of me. Anthony Richardson reminds me so much of Scam Newton.
Well, that's not fair. Cam's a much better player. Cam's way better, way better. Cam's way better than Anthony Richardson.
The joke was right. The joke was right there.
Yeah.
Deets, this is me.
No, I get the joke. I get the joke, but
the joke was right there.
That's not fair. That's not fair to Cam Newton. Cam Newton.
I know. But it's right there. Listen, but it's right there. It's right there. The joke was right there.
If Playmaker's still in the chat, Playmaker knows. Playmaker watched him at Florida.
Yeah,
we watched him at Florida,
and Playmaker warned me draft night about Anthony Richardson because we covered the first round the year Richardson was drafted. He warned me.
I told you that. I told you this guy is not a first round pick, and everybody was like, he could be the number 1 overall pick, and I was like,
and we're like, why? Wow. Exactly. I didn't necessarily see week to week Anthony Richardson play at Florida, but the times I did see him play, he got put on his ass.
I watched him play a game against. This is a shout out to Pizzle. Not just one game, 2 times. Two times as a senior.
Senior quarter. Yes, a senior. Yep.
As a senior quarterback, he had 2 games where he did not complete a pass.
Mm-hmm.
He had 2 games where he threw for less than 100 yards.
100 yards.
Less than 100 yards passing 2 times in his senior year. And people were saying he could be the number 1 pick overall. And I'm saying this guy.
What?
Games he couldn't throw the ball.
Was one of those games against Georgia where he didn't throw for 100 yards?
One was against Kentucky and one was against LSU.
Kentucky?
Yeah, against Kentucky.
Kentucky held him to under 100 yards?
They held him to under 100 yards passing.
How in the blue
football game? That is wild.
Mm.
That is wild stuff. And everybody said, "Oh, he could be the number 1 overall." I said, "Number 1 overall?
Right.
What are we doing?"
Exactly. What are we doing? I mean, the times I saw Anthony Richardson play at Florida, he was not good. He just was not good. Okay.
The interesting thing that Matt talked about was one, the Phillip Rivers story is just interesting just because of the debacle that it was.
Right.
But to hear Matt explain that was awesome. But to hear Matt explain about the thoughts in that locker room, because the Colts had the most Jekyll and Hyde of situations.
They
being
did
8-2 and then going 0-7,
8-2 and then 0-7 the rest of the way. And that all started. They were actually 8-1, and then
that makes you, as a fan,
mm-hmm.
as just a fan of any team. Like that's the kind of thing you have to look at when your team doesn't win, or even when your team wins. If your team doesn't win at all, you have to go back and look at, do you focus on the 8-2 part where you were feeling really good, or do you focus on the 0-7 and try to fix what went wrong when you were 0-7, when you had that 0-7? Like, as a fan, you need to think about which one you want to be.
And you threw some great questions at Matt, and I appreciate you for that, man. Because I didn't even think about that. I didn't even think about that part of it, quite honestly. I just thought about the fact that they went 0-7 the rest of the way. They were beat up. They lost Daniel Jones, and I can read the locker room and the players when they would play in the first half and think they'd be in the game, and especially the closer against Houston in Houston. The closer against Houston, they were in the game for the first half of it, and all you have to do to get a read on how the second half of the Colts season went is to look at the last play. When they were trying to drive down the field, and they wind up fumbling, and Houston returns it for a touchdown to knock them out. You got to look. You got to look at.
Well, I think, like I said, I think the Colts fumbled. they fumbled the ball with the whole Phillip Rivers thing, and Matt explaining that Riley Leonard was injured.
Mm-hmm.
That explains the Phillip Rivers situation. The problem is they didn't disclose that at the time.
True.
And Riley Leonard was still listed as the backup.
Mm-hmm.
The day Phillip Rivers signed. Riley Leonard was still listed as a backup. When they signed Phillip Rivers, I didn't think it was a bad signing. I thought it was bad to start him right off the rip.
Yeah.
Because you've had this guy, Riley Leonard, you've had him with you all the time, and now you're saying, you know what, in a must-win game, we're going to start a guy we just got 3 days ago.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I don't care how well he knows the offense. I don't care how well he knows the offense. I know he hasn't been participating. He hasn't been keeping his body. Like, it doesn't matter how hard you work out off the screen. You're not working out like you are when you're prepping to be a starting quarterback.
Right.
So there's no way his body was going to be up to speed. And if they had disclosed, oh, Riley's out, Riley can't play either, that's why we have to start Phil, I would have understood it. But Riley was still on the roster, he was still the backup. The team as the backup quarterback.
He was the backup.
If he was in pads, he should have been playing.
Yeah.
Like, there's no question about that. And for anybody to say, oh, because we didn't want him to go against that Seattle defense on his first start, like, the chips fall where they may. Like,
yeah.
And you know what? You do that. You can brush that away. You can say, hey, Riley had a bad game because he was going against a really good defense.
Yeah.
And like, if Riley did get beat up by that defense and had a bad game, you could write that off as, oh, he was going against a great defense in a limited time to prep. So we can write that off and we can get ready for the next week. That's not what happened.
Right.
What happened is they started Phillip Rivers. Phillip Rivers went in the game and they got crushed. And then Phillip Rivers started the next week.
Yeah.
So it wasn't that Riley was injured. It was I still think it was, we don't trust this guy.
Yeah. Phillip started the next week against San Francisco.
They have to build that up. They have to build that trust. And with Daniel Jones, that's that's something, unfortunately, in his career, that's something you have to prepare for. Because he got injured when he was with the Giants. He got injured when he was with the Colts. You have to be prepared. You have to prepare your backup to get in there because you have Daniel Jones.
He was injured at Duke also. I had a chance to see him play in one game at Duke, and I know we're running late. I had a chance to see him play at Duke. Okay, and he played terrific against who did he play? Northern Illinois. And that was in a bowl game in Detroit. I will share that adventure tomorrow. One final question. Michael says, good morning, fellas. What's your thoughts on the Cowboys signing Von Miller? I'll let Dietz answer that.
Fantastic. Like, great. Can he still rush the quarterback? Awesome. Bring him in. Like, why not? Why not bring him in?
Is he going to be in the middle of the field?
Yeah. Can he play? Can he play in the middle of the field? Can he be a body in the middle of the field? Absolutely. Let's go. But no, I mean, I saw this came across my screen as big news, and I was like, okay, like who cares? Like,
there's the key question: can he be in the middle of the field?
Yeah.
So Dietz doesn't swear. So Dietz and Victor doesn't swear during quarter number 6 up in Green Bay. And that came in the first quarter. All right, let's get on out of here. Michael, thank you for your question. Damian, thank you for yours. Sick Diggy, thank you for being here. Thanks to all the fans that have tuned in with us over the course of 12 years. Rolling towards season 13, that'll begin on Labor Day. Have a great day. God bless. Remember to make your next move your best move. And always remember, if your dreams don't scare you, they are simply not big enough. Dream big, do bigger. We are. We hope y'all are too. Rod Peterson tomorrow. So long, everybody. I got to go make some sweet tea now, per my wife. And also, as I said, tomorrow we'll welcome the great Rod Peterson. See you tomorrow, everybody.